The Genealogical Research Society of Northeastern Pennsylvania has been making some amazing discoveries and exciting finds in recent months and years, and I'm now joined by Joe Breyer, who is the president of the society, to share a little bit with us about what's been going on. Joe, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
So tell me a little bit about the Genealogical Research Society and what you're all about, what exactly it is that you do.
Well, we're an all-volunteer, nonprofit organization. We started at my kitchen table in January of 1995. In fact, our first meetings were held in my living room. Now we have a storefront location. We have a large collection. We probably have 400 or 500 reels of microfilm. We have microfilm readers, printers. We have a large research library. We have the 1930 census. We have a lot of stuff that people that are searching their family tree they really want to look at these things. So we're busy, and we like it.
Well, this is a good thing. Now, where's the storefront location located?
210 Grant Street in Oliphant.
Okay.
People say, what's an elephant? Well, there's a lot of things in Oliphant.
Well,
We're there. We're there.
And the giant anchor is what everybody knows.
Yeah, everybody knows. Yeah, we use that for directions, yes.
So you've acquired now, you said, microfilms, and there's so much else among books and papers and everything else. Where did all of this come from the first meeting around your kitchen table to where you are now with this vast library of information? Where did it all come from?
It's a miracle. Well, I think the advantage is, since we're an all-volunteer society, we have members of the society that donate different things that they've had, either in their attic or in their own personal collection. We have one member that lives down in near Philadelphia, and he's given us microfilm reels of censuses, and he's done things. He sat down and he computer indexed all the people buried in the Maplewood Cemetery in Carbondale and about 20 other cemeteries. And he's retired. He sits at home and he does this stuff and he donates it to different societies. So we have probably 200 people like him.
Wow.
That's how it all came about.
So just a lot of hardworking people.
Yeah.
The Maplewood Cemetery, where in Carbondale is that?
It's on the way to Forest City. It's one of the oldest cemeteries in the valley. And he went through the records and put them on a computer. It makes it easy for the other societies and us to help people with that information.
So when people are researching their family trees and their family heritage, they come to you.
Right.
And what happens?
Well, we suggest they come to us first because we're the only society that I know of that computer indexes all the information that we have available. So what happens is, a lot of times, you'll have one ancestor was born, let's say, in one county, married in another county, had children in another county, and may have died in another county. Now, if all you have is their death date, you're going to be searching that county for their birth, marriage, and their children.
And you're not going to find them.
They don't exist.
Right.
So if they come to our society and look at the computer may not have that person's death date, but we may have that person's marriage date or their birth date. So now you know that they came from another county, and you're able to narrow down your search.
And is that all cross-referenced by the person's name?
Yeah, it's all done by the last name.
Wow.
So and we have 290,000 names in our database right now of people in 7 counties of northeastern Pennsylvania.
What's the oldest piece of information you have?
Oh, we have 1,740 some deeds, marriages, births. But there's a big gap between that and after the Revolutionary War until maybe 1820 or 1830. We have 1810 marriages, 1820 marriages.
Wow. So yeah, you're really tracing back.
It's amazing how, and then there's a big gap, though. You might not have something between 1840 to 1870 or 1880 again, but little by little the pieces are getting filled in. And I'm surprised. I'm really excited about it.
What was it that made you want to get involved in this type of thing? Is this what you've always done for a living?
No, it's, we all have something, I guess, that motivates us to do this. My wife and I were helping her mother clean up her attic one day, and they had an old curtain stretcher. You're probably not old enough to know what a curtain stretcher is.
I can't say that I am, but enlighten me.
It's a large thing with a lot of needles in the back of it. You put a curtain on it when it's wet, and you stretch the curtain so it dries without wrinkles.
Okay.
And I didn't know that there were all those pins in the back of it, so I went to move it, and I got all those pins on my finger, and they hurt badly, yes. But turning the thing over, I saw there was a piece of paper wrapped around this thing. We looked at it, and there was a name, the Mack family. So we thought it was the Mack Truck Company people. And I said to my wife jokingly, I says, maybe you're, somebody important. But anyhow, we checked and found out it was the Mack, the man who started the Mack truck company, or the brothers who started the Mack truck company, they were from Mount Cobb, Pennsylvania. And my wife's ancestors were from Mount Cobb. So when her great-grandfather was baptized, Jacob Mack was one of the people who witnessed the baptism, and that's what was on that piece of paper. So that's what got us started.
How about that?
And we've been doing it ever since. It's exciting.
From one piece of paper to this vast resource now that you have.
And yeah, and today you have computers, so everybody's lazy. It's easy just to look at a computer and try to do your genealogy. In the old days, if I can mention it that way, after church every Sunday, we would go to cemeteries and trace tombstones and things of that nature. And my kids grew up thinking that that's what people did on Sundays. After you went to church, you went to a cemetery.
And you just took names and death dates and birth dates from the tombstones?
Yeah, and then searched and then try to find marriage date that would correspond to that, or census information. And that's how you do it. And it's really a great hobby. It's like being a detective, tracing your own family tree. It's really exciting.
It's got to be rewarding when you find that piece of information that you're looking for, and the clue to the next piece.
It's really funny. In our microfilm room, we have 3 microfilm reader printers, and it's a darkened room so that people can see the microfilm. And usually someone else is in the office doing something else, and you hear somebody say, bingo! You know, they found something they've been searching for years on the film. And that makes you feel good, too, that we help somebody.
How far back have you been able to trace your own family?
Well, my family's a little bit difficult, because my family came from the Iron Curtain countries, and we weren't able to search back until the Iron Curtain, came down. But I'm back into 1780, something like that, in my family.
Wow.
My wife's family goes back much further, because she's from the Fletcher and the Curtis line from England, and that's documented pretty well. So, but it's not really how far back you go or how many names you have in your database. I think it's always trying to find that elusive ancestor.
Yeah.
The one who never voted, never paid taxes, and he's the hard one to find.
I've often considered researching both sides of my family, and the Baldino side, from what I've always been told, is that my great-grandfather, when he came from Italy, came as an orphan and was adopted by a family in the United States. So I would love to find out what his name in Italy was, because he actually chose the name Baldino when he came to the United States, and then try to track my ancestors back in Italy.
Well,
that would be quite the challenge, I would imagine.
I'll have somebody in the office check that out and see if we couldn't provide you with something. Maybe we can help you. I don't know, but we have a lot of CD-ROMs and a lot of passenger lists and Italians to America, and there's a lot of information. We'll see if we can help you with that.
Well, thank you. Now, is there a website, a phone number out there that people can call?
Yeah, our phone number is 383-7661, area code 570. We have an email, which is Genealogy, which most people don't know how to spell. It's GENEALOGY @usnetway.com.
I would have left the A out as well, I think.
A lot of people would, yeah. We give them the email address over the phone, and they call us back and say, there's no such email address, and then we tell them how to spell genealogy. But it's the fastest growing hobby in America, in fact, in the world today. It's ahead of stamp collecting and coin collecting. People want to find out what their roots were, and we're happy to help them.
Well, that's a good sign for our society. It means we're getting back to family.
Yeah, really, it really does. I think you're right. Yes, I never thought about it that way, but it does. I think that's a great thing to say, yes.
Well, that's why I'm here, to say great things.
Yeah.
Actually, to interview the guests who say great things and who do great things.
Yeah.
And this is something fascinating that's going on. Now, you've got 200 volunteers working for you.
Well, actually, we have 800 members.
800. Okay.
We have 800 members in 40-some states. We have 200 local members.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying within, like, the 570 area code. But we have a lot of out-of-state members that, just like this man I was telling you about, they sit at their personal computers in their own home, and we send them raw data, newspaper clippings or something, and they'll type it into their computer and send us the disk, and we'll load it into our master computer into those 290,000 names that we have. We're doing right now about 4,000 names a week.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
And they're all doing it because they love doing it. And they also feel comfortable helping someone else, because they're not going to get any benefit from a lot of this stuff.
Right. So you're actually tied in then with several societies all over the country.
Not really. They're just all members of our society.
Oh, they're all members of the Northeastern Pennsylvania
Society?
Society?
Genealogical Research Society of Northeastern Pennsylvania. Yeah, they...
Wow.
We have a lot of members, they belong to a lot of other societies, but a lot of the societies are still into the, and I'm not saying this to detract from anyone, but they're still into the 3x5 file cards, writing it down. And the people that are helping us are into the computers and entering the stuff into the computer.
So how did you get a hold of all of these volunteers all over the country?
Well, I wish I knew. They join, when we send them a welcome letter, when they join, we ask them if there's anything that they'd like to do to share their talents or their knowledge with other people. And we have a little questionnaire, they answer it, and then they say, well, send me some stuff, I can do some data entry. And we don't push them, we can send it to somebody and they can take 3 months to do it, or they can do it in 3 days. It's up to them. And it works out very well.
Mutually beneficial, obviously, filling some of their time. And
well, you know what really happens? This is, I don't want to sound hokey in this, but someone will call us up on a Monday and say, do you have this in your database? And we'll look on the computer and we don't have it. They say, well, suppose I send you some money and see if you can look it up for us. And we charge them a nominal fee, $10 or $20. So they'll send the check in, but in the interim, different people will send in their data that they've computer indexed, and it will be loaded into this master computer. So when we get their written request a week later, let's say, we look into the computer, and sure enough, the name they're looking for was entered that week from somebody else. So it happens too many times now to be coincidence.
Yeah.
You know, it's really amazing.
It's growing that quickly and that rapidly, all the information that
and we're getting the stuff we need. You know, so it's really, that's exciting.
So you recommend this type of approach rather than somebody going onto a genealogical website and
well, no, we have a
that
website too, but there's about, I'd say 75 to 80% of the stuff you're going to download on the web is incorrect.
Really?
You know, a lot of people find an ancestor they like, and they just add some information from theirs to make it fit that important person. So if you happen to tie into that, you're going to think, well, gee whiz, I'm related to all these important people, when in fact you're not.
Well, that's
happens
interesting.
a great many times, many, many times. As a matter of fact, back in the 1890s, there was a guy who was paid large amounts of money to build family trees, and they were fictitious trees. So people today build into those things and find out they're wrong.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Well,
this has been fascinating. Joe Breyer is the president of the Genealogical Research Society of Northeastern Pennsylvania, researching and learning all about all of our ancestry. And you can get in touch with them there in Oliphant on Grant Street. That's going to wrap it up for Northeast Current this morning. Thank you for joining us. For the entire Northeast Current team on PAX TV, I'm John Baldino. Good morning.
Sunday, Doc meets